Last time on SAR Trail, we camped along the half-frozen San Rafael River while being surrounded by towering canyon walls. We couldn't get over the beauty of this amazing landscape, but it's about to get even better. When heading down an unfamiliar trail in search of an amazing campsite, sometimes you drive a lot of miles. There is so much to consider. For example, we are learning to trade a huge view for some wind protection. In the winter, even a slight breeze can make the feels-like temperature pretty uncomfortable. And this time of year, a campsite with a lot of sun exposure is a huge plus. So, we happened upon, come here. What do you think of this place, baby?
I love it.
All right, go play.
Yay!
We found an incredible spot here, right up along this rock wall you can see behind us. And man, there's like, we're gonna be out of the wind, which the wind hasn't been bad, I will say, but completely out of the wind. And just look at all those colors. Oh, we're gonna try to show you this site really good. We're running out of daylight. This is probably gonna be the last campsite of this Utah adventure because we have like 6 inches of snow coming tomorrow. So we're gonna stay here for the night, stay bundled up, and then in the morning just get packed up and probably head back to Colorado because we came here to get away from the snow and now it's getting ready to dump a lot of snow. But this place is gorgeous. We found it on the trail and we had to stay here for tonight because it's just so amazing. This campsite has us tucked between some tall walls on each side and a huge wall behind us. The size of these walls is really hard to grasp. The largest of these walls are so massive, they would humble even the biggest downtown buildings. All right, so tonight, burger and fries. I think we eat them right as they come off. What do you think?
Sure, I'm good with that.
We pull them off too soon, they're just gonna get cold. So kind of like we've been eating here out when it's really cold. Gather around the scuttle, pull it off, and eat as we can.
It's actually not that cold right now.
Weird. Fire behind you. It's getting ready to get to be a big fire.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Keep you warm, baby.
Yeah.
Natalie's been struggling in the cold a bit.
I don't like cold. I don't know why we live in Colorado.
Yeah. All right. What do you need? You need seasonings, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
They're in this box too.
Good. I'm gonna get the fire going now. So one of the really cool things about this part of Utah, there's so much BLM land, and there's cows everywhere, which means that there's ranchers everywhere. And we saw in this trail a couple places where they had like makeshift, what are they called, Natalie? Cattle holding. But anyway, places where the ranchers would bring their cattle kind of into like an area like this, like a big canyon area, and then they'll have a fence across the front when they bring their cows in. Just really cool to see how those ranchers work all of this land. And I don't know how they keep up with their cows. I guess they just don't migrate too far. They check on them every day, and they're roughly where they were the day before. Yeah, let's do some chili powder.
You're starved. We don't feed you around here.
Mm-hmm. This is the cleanest fire we've had on this entire trip. There's no smoke.
I was wondering if that blue was Chuck, you want it?
Those look awesome, baby. Ooh. Peppery. They smell awesome.
It's good.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Natalie, these are the best fries you've made.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
They are good.
I like how it's got echo.
Really? There's a lot of echo here, isn't there? Okay, let's check it out.
Woo!
Yeah.
Echo! Echo! Echo!
Doesn't count if you make your own echo. So, gotta tell you, the new burner on the Dometic scuttle that we have is phenomenal. You have so much more control over your temperature. What is that, a Covia Scout?
I think so.
Covia Scout, whatever. Find it on the Dometic website.
It's worth it.
If you have their scuttle, it's so much better than its predecessor. It has a self-igniter on it, which is super cool. And you can just really, you can go super hot, much hotter than the other one would do. And you have so much more infinite control. So, big plus, big upgrade. All right, so check it out. It's getting a little bit dark on us, but we got burgers on the way. Woo! Oh, smell really, really good. The fries were amazing. Now we're doing burgers. We're just doing them one at a time so that way everything stays warm, because it's no fun eating really good food when it's cold. How are they looking?
They look good. Just need to...
Smelling great, baby.
Check.
Smelling great.
Bailey and I took off to explore our campsite for a few minutes before dinner, and we discovered something. This campsite has one very unique feature. Those walls around us were out in the sun all day, and they are now acting like a brick oven.
Here, Bailey.
The temperature in this part of the trail is no different than it was the night before, but we are noticeably warmer. We have never experienced this before.
Nope. That doesn't take it. Try it. You do moo. Try it. Yep.
After dinner, we took the burning logs from our campfire all the way back into the furthest point of the crevasse at the back of our campsite. We are surrounded by the warm walls, plus the heat from the campfire created the perfect outdoor living room. The past few nights, we were rushing to get into our tent at sundown, but this time, We stayed up late and enjoyed this truly special evening.
So what do you guys think? How does this campsite rate in our list of favorites?
Pretty high.
Yeah.
Definitely.
One of the 5 stars.
It's definitely 5-star.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think this and the arch, 5 star.
Yeah. Well, in the huge cave too, the 200-foot tall cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This, I mean, the only thing it's lacking is water running right by the campsite, which water's not far away. It's a little bit of a hike.
Well,
Well, and that's unusual for the desert anyway, to even have water.
That's true.
well, the cave nor the arch had.
No, they had no water. You're right. But this one, the river's not far away. But this is just so nice. It's nice being warm.
It is nice being warm.
The warmest I've been for 5 days of Utah, without question.
For sure.
If you were back out there, I'm like, I need to pop.
Mm-hmm.
We relaxed around the fire for a long time, but the evening sky told us that the winter storm was on its way. We needed to get some sleep, knowing that the snow would soon be here. The next morning, we climbed out of our tent to see the stunning transformation that took place overnight.
Good morning, guys. So we woke up to this. We heard it coming down on top of the tent. Early this morning, we didn't have a phone or a watch, any kind of clock with us. We didn't know exactly what time it came in at, but we definitely heard it starting to hit the tent and woke up. We got a really good coating right now. There's a whole lot more to come. So we're probably going to cook breakfast. It's not super cold right now. I think after this snow passes through, that's when the temperature is going to drop down to in the negatives. So we're not going to be here for that. But we're going to make some breakfast, get a fire going, and really enjoy. This is really, really beautiful. All right, so we're going to make waffles this morning. And what sausage, Natalie? Waffles, some sausage on the scuttle. Trying to stay warm here by the fire. One thing when you're out in cold like this, these open top tumblers, if you got a lid, you can insulate a bit longer before your water freezes. So drink up some water really quick, throw the lid on, try to keep it from freezing, because everything right now is right at that temperature where you leave it out for a little bit, it just starts to freeze. And we've got the Hummer running right now to warm up some batteries. Anything that we have with batteries that we want to charge, got to warm up the temperature on them so they'll take a charge or they'll hold their charge. So we're warming up Natalie's cell phone now because we're going to use it for our directions when we pull out of camp today. Through the Gaia app is what we've been using here a lot lately. But it doesn't work if your phone's dead. And it's an iPhone. If you got an iPhone, you know the temperature drops, they die, period. So we're getting it warmed up so it'll take a charge. Breakfast is smelling good.
So I'm just toasting up some little frozen waffles this morning with some sausage and trying to heat up some maple syrup to go with it. So pretty simple breakfast this morning. Nice warm before we hit the road.
I gotta say, I am truly a blessed man to be able to do this with my two favorite people. Natalie had an adventurous personality when we met, and over the years it has kept growing. Bailey is a born outdoor explorer. Not everyone finds this lifestyle appealing, but for the three of us, it's pretty much perfect.
So one of the things we love about this spot, which makes it so unique, you can see we're kind of parked into these canyon walls, and they're ranging between about 50 and 60 feet tall on up to over 100 feet tall as you get back to the far back corner where we had the campfire last night. But then that massive wall behind us, right up in there, is 1,500 feet, 1,500 feet to the top from where we're at base camp here. It's so incredible here. It's so quiet. There's no wind, and we're just back in there protected, and it's been such an amazing place. We're going to be sad to leave this site. We kind of wish we had a couple days to stay here, but with weather rolling in, it's just not going to work. But we're going to come back here at some point in the future and spend a little more time here because it's just so amazing with the river that flows through this canyon that carves out these amazing walls. It's just really, really gorgeous. So we're definitely going to be back here again at some point.
Join us next Friday as we continue down this trail and explore ancient pictographs, dinosaur footprints, and a top secret tunnel as the snow continues to move in.